Today I'm going to walk through the main components inside this laptop and explain what each one does. Starting in the center we have the motherboard. This is the main circuit board that connects all of the laptop's components together. Every major part communicates through the motherboard, making it one of the most important pieces of hardware in the system. Attached to the motherboard is the CPU, or Central Processing Unit. The CPU is often called the brain of the computer because it handles calculations, processes instructions, and performs the tasks needed to run programs and applications. Every time you open an app, browse the internet, or play a game, the CPU is constantly working in the background. Near the CPU we have the memory chips, which provide RAM or random access memory. RAM temporarily stores data that the computer is actively using. The more RAM a system has, the more tasks it can handle at the same time without slowing down. Unlike storage, the information in RAM is cleared when the laptop is powered off. Moving over here we have the storage bay. This is where a hard drive or solid-state drive would be installed. Storage is used to keep files, applications, and the operating system permanently saved, even when the computer is turned off. Along the side you can see the copper traces and ribbon cables. These act as communication pathways, carrying electrical signals and data between different components. Without these connections, the hardware wouldn't be able to work together as a complete system. Down here is the cooling fan and heatsink. As the CPU works, it generates heat. The heatsink absorbs that heat, while the fan helps move it away from the processor and out of the laptop. This prevents overheating and helps the system maintain good performance. Over here is the CMOS battery. This small battery powers a tiny memory chip that stores important system information, such as the date, time, and BIOS settings. Even when the laptop is unplugged, the CMOS battery helps preserve these settings. Finally, along the edge of the motherboard are the input and output ports. These ports allow the laptop to connect with external devices such as USB drives, keyboards, mice, monitors, and headphones. They provide a way for data to enter and leave the computer. When all of these components work together, they allow the laptop to process information, store data, communicate with devices, and run the software that we use every day. Each part has a specific role, and without any one of them, the system would not function properly. So even though a laptop may look complicated on the inside, it's really a collection of specialized components working together to perform the tasks we rely on every day. On the left is the plastic ventilation and memory hatch cover. This cover serves two main purposes. First, it protects internal components from dust, debris, and accidental contact. Second, it contains ventilation openings that help air circulate through the laptop, preventing overheating. It also provides access to upgradable components such as memory modules without requiring the entire laptop to be taken apart. In the center is the laptop battery. The battery stores electrical energy and allows the laptop to operate when it is not plugged into a power outlet. Before servicing any laptop, the battery is usually removed to eliminate the risk of electrical shorts and to protect both the technician and the hardware from damage. On the right is the optical DVD drive. This drive is designed to read and write data on CDs and DVDs. It can be used for installing software, watching movies, listening to music, or backing up files. Although cloud storage and USB drives have largely replaced optical media, DVD drives were once an essential feature in many laptops. Once these components were removed, I was able to examine the laptop's internal structure. Inside, I found the touchpad assembly, which allows the user to control the cursor and interact with the operating system. I also observed the metal chassis that supports the laptop's components and helps maintain the device's strength and durability. Various cables and connectors link the internal devices to the motherboard, allowing communication between the hardware components. By removing and identifying these parts, I gained a better understanding of how the laptop is designed, how its components function together, and how technicians access internal hardware for maintenance, upgrades, and repairs.